3, 2, 1, and we're live.
Yo, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Noisy Sauce here. I'm going to be making you a beat right now. I'm going to be doing a Drake type beat, and I got my boy Tiny Vessels over here rocking the vision switching.
What's going on?
Yo, yo.
I'm here.
He's here.
I'm watching.
He's watching. But he's also doing commentating. He's going to be telling me if you guys have any questions or comments as we go. So definitely type anything in to that little typey box down there if you're watching the live stream. If you're not, it won't work. You're going to have to hit me up separately. All right, so we're going to be taking this from scratch. I don't know if you've ever seen me do one of these before, but I do start with a completely blank template here. I have no musical ideas, no preconceptions of how this beat is going to go, except that I want it to sound like Drake would rap over it. So that's the only real thing that we got going there. This is a template that I have that has all my instruments that I kind of regularly use put in it. But it's the same as the start of every beat, so I'll change them up as we go. I'm going to get into it. What do you reckon?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah, let's do it. All right, so first thing I want to start with is drums. I think I'm going to start with a bit of a lo-fi kind of intro beat. Oh, that's filthy. That one. All right, I think I got a rhythm there. I got to make sure I got the right tempo for that. All right, 105 seems to be about right. I'm just going to test that. Oh, shit. Oh my god, I can't play. Alright, that's better. Let's record that. Oh my god. Alright, first group are alright, so I'm just going to copy paste that across. Probably going to play with this a little bit, but we'll see where we're at. Bad. Alright, look at that. Perfect playing. All right, so one thing about this kick, so this is going to be the intro section, and I want it to be a little bit thinner than when the actual beat comes in. So what I'm going to do is throw a bit of a EQ on this kick drum, which is already pretty thin to begin with, but I'm just going to take some of the high end out of, low end out of it, make it a little bit thinner still. So I'm just going to rip out up to about 120. Back it off a bit to about 80.
We've got James Dominico, one of my beloved friends.
Oh,
he says, yo.
Yo, what's up, James? How you doing? Do you want to elaborate on that low? On that yo?
That's it. You got anything else to say, mate?
Got anything else to say to me?
That's it.
I don't see anybody else around here. Sorry, we're also having beers as well. Because why not? Oh shit!
Hell yeah!
All right, so I got this rhythm. All right, so this is where I'm going to start. This is the intro, and I've got this sound going here. It's fairly lo-fi, pretty chill, but what I want to do, what I really, really want, is to...
Tell me what you want.
I'm going to tell you what I want. I also want some percussion. Not that one. 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 Alright, cool. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, I'm going to get rid of the last ones because I didn't actually like those. But what I'm going to do with this... is tell you what.
Don't mind me.
Oh, that sounded crisp.
You like that?
I did. I'm actually going to drag the second one of these up to a second spot. And go into my battery thing.
We've got Luke on board.
Luke, who?
Luke, I can't say his last name.
Mastrocola?
Yep. He said, scoop the 240, bro.
No. We're going to push more 240 into this one. We don't want it to sound good.
I don't know if he's talking about the voltage or the hertz.
He's talking about the hertz. It's a joke. It's a bad joke. No, it's a joke that we had a while ago where we're talking about if you scoop the 240, that's how... You know how wanky... audio guys, they go to gigs and they're like, oh, this sounds really good, man, but it'd be really good if you fucking just scoop the 240 out of the kick drum. You know those kind of people?
Oh, yeah.
That's what the joke's about. There we go.
All right, I respect that.
Yeah? Bit of that?
Sick.
Yeah, go. All right, sweet. So... if you didn't hear, you heard now, that percussion sound is now jumping left to right. Hopefully you're listening to this on a setup where you can actually notice that. All right, so I got a beat. Now I want some keys, so I'm going to go to my little synth section here, and I want something that's kind of, bit of... And I want it to come in on the second. That's not a synth. Nah, it's a little bit too. Nah. All right, I gotta find something. So I'm gonna go for a bit of a search now. For a synth, I'm searching for a synth, and I want this synth to be kind of lo-fi, kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I want it to be like an electric piano, but like a cheap electric piano that's got a lot of effects on it. So I'm going to choose, what's the CS80? What is this? What is this? This looks like not a cheap synth, but it looks like a synth that I could use. Oh my God. Yeah, I think this is going to be the synth. Yeah. All right. We're going to just play around with some sounds here. Oh my God, I think that's it. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, we're going to lay this pitch, but that's where we're starting. Alright. Oh man, I like that sound. All right, I haven't played with that synth before, so I'm pretty happy with where that ended up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop that onto another channel. I'm going to put the same synth on the second channel, and I'm going to find a different sound that complements it and see where we're at. So I'm going to go to my keys. Oh, what do we got? I'm going to have to...
All right.
Yo.
Sorry, I turned my mic down. Luke's replied again. Real talk. What is that synth you got there?
Oh, what is it? Okay. Real talk. This is the Arturia CS80V. It comes as a part of the Arturia... I've forgotten what... V collection, which has all of their synths. They are so good. They are not samples, as a lot of these old school ones are. They're actually software synth replicas of the original synth. So they kind of like, they're all actual inbuilt synthesizers, but they're replicating what the hardware did, and they're fucking sick. So
Damn, there you go, Luke.
all right, that's my second one. I don't even care. It sounds sick. I'm gonna drop that an octave. All right, we've got to do a little bit of playing around with this, but we cool. So that second one, what I'm gonna do is increase this release on it.
Luke said, "Thanks, boy."
No worries, man. I'm always down to share knowledge.
I threw it at him.
Threw some knowledge at. So I'm also gonna increase the release on this guy a little bit more as well. I'm also gonna slightly pan these left and right just to kind of add a little bit more width to them. I don't want to go too far because it'll sound whack, but yeah, that's cool. All right, now in my synths bus where both of these are going, I'm going to kind of blend these together with a little bit of saturation, compression, EQ, and reverb, just to kind of get them in a position where they both sound like they're coming from the same space, which is important because otherwise I got too many sounds, and I want these to kind of act as one sound, one amazing sound. So virtual mix bus, this is a saturator slash, I don't know, summing thingy. Real subtle what that guy does, but I'm going to leave it there. Just doesn't really do that much, but it glues it together. It's important. Next up, I'm going to add a compressor, and for this I'm going to use the U73B from Audified, and this is just a pretty basic compressor sound. Real simple, not doing too much. And finally, I'm going to add a little bit of EQ to this. And for this, I'm going to use the Neve style 1073 type EQ. Can take off a little bit of the high end, bit of the high mids out. Boost some of the low mids, and crank some of the drive. Actually, let's crank that all the way. Yeah, that's cool. This guy's by Slate. This virtual mix rack thing is a Slate creation. This particular channel, the FGN, which is the Neve style preamp. I haven't used the actual preamp that much, but what this does is really cool. One thing that's awesome is if you crank a frequency and then crank this like line drive knob thingy, it distorts the cranked frequency, which is really cool. Or like drives it, doesn't distort it, but like gives it some drive. You hear noise? I'm hearing a bit of noise. It's not too bad.
We good.
We good? All right, cool. Sorry, there's a street nearby. Lots of trucks. All right, so. Oh, I'm gonna take that out. Don't need that shit. Cool. So just so you know, this is before. This is after. No more high end. It's trapped now. Now we're gonna put in some reverb. And normally I would use the Abbey Road plates reverb for this, but today I'm going to use the Lustrous plates. This is another one that comes in the Slate bundle, and it is by Liquid Sonics. It is a really cool kind of plate reverb unit that you can get plenty of different sounds from. I like it because it has modulation. Without it, with it, and that's cool. I'm just going to drop that down in the mix a bit because we don't need it that much of it. And we're not even listening to it with anything else, but if we were, it would sound a little something like this. All right, cool. This pushes us into the start of the actual track. So this is just an intro, and it was kind of like a build up to where I wanted to be, like where I wanted the actual beat to start. So I'm going to copy across those synths, and I'm also going to just bounce this guy in place because I'm going to affect some of the stuff in the kicks and snares, but I don't want to affect what I've already done at the start here. So this is going to be my intro drums, and it's just going to have that. Cool. Now when we get into the actual beat section, and I shouldn't have deleted that. Now we're getting to the actual beat section, I'm going to change the kick and snare sound to something a little bit more hectic. And that is going to be my main kick drum sound, which I normally use, and my main snare drum sound that I normally use, which kind of sound a little bit something like this. All right, cool. And for this, I'm also going to add in some reverb to the snare drum, which is why I did that bounce just before. So here's our snare drum, and we are going to add a bunch of verb to it, which will sound something like this. Although that snare verb is really long and I don't really like the sound of it, so I'm going to change it up to something a little bit more roomy, So I'm going to take it to... I'm trying to think of the right... I might go the IRL. This isn't what I normally use on snare, but it might work well for this one. And so I'm going to use the plenary stage reverb for this.
How'd you get that one, mate?
Don't know.
Plenary stage, huh?
Bit of plenary stage there.
Oof. We've got a couple more comments, mate.
All right, tell me.
All right, so we've got GK Life Productions with boys.
What's up, boy? How you doing, fam?
And then we've got 2-Bit, and he says, cowbell.
Oh,
And then he also says, I'm having a puff while I perv.
having a tough what?
Having a puff while I perv.
Oh, nice.
On you, I imagine.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Puff down, my friend. Smoke hard. I assume that's what he's talking about, unless you're talking about using a ventilator and then also smoke hard.
True. Hashtag asthma.
Hashtag asthma. Hashma. I actually don't like that reverb much either. I'm going to try a Room 209 reverb instead. Trash. All right, gonna move away from that plugin entirely because it doesn't seem to be doing what I want it to. I'm gonna go to the RC48, see what we can do with this. This is from Native Instruments. It's kind of like a play on the very popular Lex. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, very popular reverb. It's a good one. Actually, that's perfect. That's what I want. Just take out some high end and we'll be right. Yeah. Cool, I like that. Took out a whole bunch of high end using the RE6, which is by, REQ6, which is by Waves, and it's a Renaissance equalizer. Really cool sound. I think I don't like about this snare is that it doesn't have enough low mids to it. So I'm going to add another snare that has a bunch of low mids to it. And I'll tell you the snare that I'm going to get is the 707 snare. Look at that.
Ooh.
One of those. I think that one. No, that one. Listen to that. Low end central. So I'm going to throw... Oh, shit. I just replaced my kick drum with a snare drum. Don't do that, kids. Oh, no. I fucked up. I can't remember what kick drum that is. Oh, no. Oh, well. I guess we're going to have to deal with this by replacing the kick drum with it. Actually, I'm going to chuck that in there. It's not good. That one's good, though. I'm going to throw that in there. All right. That was stupid. All right. Now I'm going to go back and just put every snare, also double it up with that snare, and but I'm going to have to just shorten that snare. Because the second snare, although I really like the sound, it's a little bit too long, so I'm going to drop the envelope of it so that it just kind of starts a little bit... finishes a bit earlier. Also, just going to rip out the high end of the snare overall because it's a little bit too bitey. All right, cool. We need some hi-hats. So let's make that happen. That's what we're going to do. Oh, that doesn't sound good at all. I can barely play that. Yeah, I'm going to need two hands. I'm not very skilled.
16s.
There we go. Yeah. Alright. I apologize. My playing isn't up to scratch right now, so I'm just gonna cheat here and copy paste. Ain't no dignity in the beat making game, guys. Just so you know.
All right, we've got a couple more comments, mate.
All right, tell me what's up.
All right, 2-bit back again. I feel like you know this person. Lockie didn't even click it was me, even with the Puff Puff reference.
Oh, it's fucking Jamie Dale.
Oh, he said anyway, good work, lads. What a legend.
What's up, JD?
What's up, JD? Oh.
I thought other people would be puffing as well, so, you know, it's an easy mistake to make. Here's a beat.
And then, sorry, we got one more.
Yeah.
And James has struck us again with really enjoying watching this come together, boys. Definitely not smashing out the new Animal Crossing as well.
What?
I think that's a game on Switch. On Switch, I presume.
Okay.
On you, mate.
On your mate.
All right, beats.
All right, let's keep this going. I got to put my percussion in because we're gonna keep that. So you're thinking the start of each bar is really, really boring because there's a big break there just before the synth hits in. And you're probably also thinking there's not much low end in this beat. And I'm going to solve both of those issues at once with a big, fat, filthy bass sound that's going to take up the first section of that. I've forgotten what chord I was using, so I've got to figure out that. All right, F sharp. So we're going to do that one. And we're going to play with this a little bit, but this is where we're going to start. Oh, no. One thing to be careful of when you're making bass as filthy as what I intend to make this is that it's got to be tight, and my playing, as you can tell, is not very tight. So I'm just going to quantize the note length of these so that they're actually no, that's the maximum note length. I'm going to quantize the note length so that it never goes over that bar where the snare kicks in. So let's just chuck that on there and make that. I hate this quantize function. Select and operate. Damn it. Almost. I'm just going to fix the ones I fucked up. Wow. And the rest, apart from those very first ones, are perfect. So. All right, cool. It's a little bit filthy, but it's not filthy enough. So I'm going to throw some distortion on this via the very, very good distortion that is Decapitator. Oh, damn it. I use this on all my on all my basses and stuff because it's just such a filthy, filthy, filthy sound. So
Man, this is reminding me of Kendrick now. This is sick.
yeah. It's so disgusting. All right, so that lost a lot of our actual low end in the sample. So I'm going to double that up with this clean bass that is also quite nice, and it's going to sound like this. Oh, actually, that's a little bit too filthy. I'm just going to back that off a bit. And I'm going to drop that distorted one a little bit to let the other one. Now, also going to add a bit of reverb onto this distorted bass. Reverb on a bass, I know you're not supposed to do it, but I don't give a fuck.
You're crazy, man.
I'm crazy. Didn't you know I was loco? All right. I'm not going to have it too long or anything, but it's just going to have a bit of chorus, a bit of width, and just going to check that doesn't sound too hectic. Oh, here we go. Now that the bass is hectic, the kick is getting lost a little bit, and you sometimes would think that turning down the kick would be a good idea in this situation, but I'm going to turning down the bass would be a good idea, but I'm going to turn up the kick by adding a second kick into this equation that has a little bit more high end in it. And there's one that I always use, and it's always in my second one, this guy, and it's just full of high end. So now we're going to have two kicks, two snares, rocking at the same time, just filling up the sound quite a bit. I'm going to turn that down a bit. All right, I'm digging where we're at now. This is cool. Now, we're getting into filth territory now, and I feel like the snare could do with some filth as well. So here is another time that you can use Decapitator to great use, and that is on the snare drum. So without it, with it, just gives it that kind of sound of urgency. Do you like that?
Oh, I do like that. That's nice.
Sick.
It's just punching.
It's a pretty aggressive sounding beat. I like it.
It's good. I wish I was a rapper. It's making me want to rap.
Then you could rap on this.
That's right.
You can always learn.
No, it's too little too late,
All right.
No,
Let's.
I do have the time.
I'm going to quickly change this rhythm to get rid of the last snare on this. Sorry, the last kick on the thing so that it comes out like this. There's a bit of a gap there. Yeah, that's better. Cool. There's not really. Not really anything more you can add in this. It's just too busy. So I'm going to continue on with where this beat is going to go. Going to keep the same kick and snare pattern rocking for the next section. So I'm guessing this will be like the main section of the beat here, and where we're going now is going to be kind of like the verse. So I'm going to start by keeping the mini in there. Sorry, not the mini, that clean bass, but we're going to get rid of the first, very first bar of it. So it's just. Actually, that's a lie. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it. All right. Going to keep the. All right, actually, I'm going to change the sound of this up a little bit, and we're going to go to a piano, playing the same thing. So you can hear my wife talking in the background there. And then, all right, we're going to keep on moving with this. Throw a bit more distortion on there. One sec. Yeah. All right, let's just keep on going. All right, so I'm throwing that distortion back in there, with the piano still rocking. And I'm going to keep this percussion rocking throughout because I really like the sound of that. It kind of defines it. Although I'm going to turn it down a little bit. All right, I got an idea. Bear with me here. I need to click to keep me in time. Fuck, I wish I could play it good. All right, wait, one sec. I'll get this. I'm just going to copy and paste it. Fuck, I wish I could play well. Trav, why aren't you drumming on this?
I'm all the way back here.
I got the first one right. Yeah, that's good. I'm just going to copy paste that. finish right there. Oh yeah, there's going to be one more. Ah, that's not the right timing. Alright, so we're going to keep that percussion rocking. Whoops, let's go there. Alright, now we're good. So it's going to... Alright, and so we're going to keep the bass rocking. But just the clean bass. And we're also going to bounce this in place as a lo-fi drum part and throw some filtering on it. So what I'm going to do for this is just use a bit crusher. Which is way too loud. Just to kind of like give it that real lo-fi vibe to it. And I'm also just going to throw a filter on there as well. So I'm going to chuck this guy on there, which is just my one knob filter. And then from there, back into the chorus. Give me 1 second. All right, and so it's going to sound something like this. I like that. That sounds good. All right, I'm going to keep moving on. Go to the second verse. All right, for this one, I'm going to start adding, I'm going to keep that same vibe that we got where it goes down to the piano with the just that low bass, and I'm going to throw in some more hats. That's not hats. There we go, that guy. And this is going to like keep the same groove as what we've been going, but add more elements to it. So do I want hats or do I want a loop? I think I want a loop. Let's see what we got here. No, these are all shit. No. Oh God. No. Oh. All right. No, none of that. That's all trash. We're gonna have to come up with something slightly different. I got something in my head, but I can't quite figure out how it's gonna sound. I feel like I need 3 different hi-hats. Yeah, I think I need like a bunch of different hi-hats all rocking at the same time. Alright, that's what we want. Man, my playing is terrible today. Fuck. Is what I wanted. I actually played it alright. It just sounded really weird to me. Let's just copy paste that a couple of times. Don't like that one, so I'm just going to move that to some. And that main one is way too similar to that second one, so I'm just going to change that one up as well. That's what I was using before. Alright, and now we're going to do some panning. Oh man, who knew that we would be panning? Alright, so that guy we're going to put over to the right. We're going to take out some of the high end. Actually, it's not the high end, it's like the high mid. So I'm going to jump over to effects, throw an EQ on this thing. And just get rid of the high mids. Alright, so this one's already kind of panned over to the left, so that's cool. And this guy's in the center, that's where I want it. Now distortion. So I'm going to bounce this in place. Get rid of the original, which I'm scared to do, so I'm just going to drag it out of sight. And so this is going to be our distorted hats section, because they're all cool, but they're just a little bit too clean right now. So I'm just going to throw on
Oh, yeah, you are.
Decapitator. Yeah, same one. Great distortion. This kind of gives it a bit more of a percussion-y sound than what we had before. I also want to throw a chorus on there because it's a little bit too, still too clean, too centered. And I'm going to use my favorite chorus, which is Centaurus by the D16 group. And this thing kind of has a way of making everything sound nice and wide and movie, which I like. sounds trash. Why did I let myself do that? It's just too bright. I'm just gonna pull down that. That's why. Is that still there? Just gonna get rid of that. Oh no, actually yeah, that's why. There we go. That's what I want. Alright, it's the same thing here. We're at a point where we've had 2 verses, had a couple of choruses, and I think it's just about where the bridge would be. So what I want with the bridge is a bit of a breakdown. I'm going to take that same piano that we used for the verses, this guy, and I'm going to copy that across. What I'm going to change up here though is instead of where the bass would normally sit, I'm going to add that same note, but the keyboard playing it rather than the actual bass guitar itself. So piano, it's going to add bass. Whoa, what did I do there? And that kind of gives it a bit more of an eerie vibe than what we had going before. Sorry. Alright, I kind of messed up that first one because I changed how I was playing it a little bit after halfway through. So what I'm going to do is just drag out these first ones. I like where that's kind of sitting in the mix, but I need something about halfway through to kind of lift it back up, and maybe this percussion will do the job for us. Now I feel like that's got to come back a bit later on. Let's see what the standard drum kit. Oh, actually, let's take the kit from the very intro. That'll work. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to drag that a little bit further on. Yeah, let's have a listen to that and see where we're at there. And alright, so now I want to add the mini bass in there. Throw some cymbals in. Sorry, I'm just going to figure out where this is going to end. I think it's going to end at the end of this. One thing I don't like about these cymbals is they finish a little bit too late. Chorus. hear how that comes in. The piano's got to come down a bit because it doesn't punch in enough when it comes out of it. Cool. Is that me? No.
Yep. No?
Nah. That might be my other phone. I got phones for days. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's finish off this beat. I'm going to do a final run through of the chords. Oh. I wanted that piano with the chords. Not sure how I feel about that. Let's have a listen. I'll tell you what would be cool here is if we get rid of those chords, just do kind of like a meandering piano melody over the top. Let's get rid of those synths. Alright, so it stayed recorded, didn't it? Kind of cool. And just going to finish on that up top note there. I'm going to drag out all of these notes so that they kind of go forever. Alright, I want this to be on a second piano part. So what I'm going to do is just double up what this piano is doing. On the bottom one, I'm going to delete the low notes so I can affect them individually. And on the top one, I'm going to delete what I've just done there. So I just got to let my cat in because she really wants to be a part of this process. Come on. There you are. Do you all want to see the noisy cat? Come here. Oh gosh. This is Macy. Oh, she's biting me. She's got me. Oh shit! Ah! All right. There you go.
Savage.
She wants to be here, but she doesn't want to be friendly. She is a savage. All right. Let's see where we're at there. All right, so I'm going to take that group of notes that we did. I'm going to drag them back so they aren't quite as long. But I'm going to hold on my sustain pedal, because what the problem was there is that when the notes were going over each other and I was taking my hand off the notes, they were deleting the they were like turning off the notes as I was going off them, so that didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. But not to fear, we have, sorry, I'm distorting that a little bit. We have the ability to that's cool. And I'm also going to add a bit of delay to that. So the delay I'm going to add is the Waves H2, which is my favorite delay. And I'm going to ping pong that, drop the dry wet, turn off the analog, filter it a little bit, and turn on the lo-fi. And that is how you finish a beat. The only problem I've got now is that that last note on the bass, it doesn't hold out long enough, so I'm just going to hold it out forever. Huh, why did it not do that? Oh, because I need to extend the region. The problems we have. Here we go. And that's a noisy source beat. Man, that goes for and there's that region that I had before. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. So that is done. That is a track done. I'm now going to just check over everything, give it a little bit of mastering, give it a bit of mixing, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm going to delete all the channels I'm not using. Have we got any questions, any comments, any love?
We've got one more comment.
Yep.
I believe it's Bubble Theory. I believe it's Daniel.
Yep.
Daniel Lee.
Oh, yeah.
He says, more cat, please.
More cat.
More cat, please.
I could sample her, but she's not the most loving animal, to be honest. Yeah, she's a savage. She don't need no Molly to be savage. Okay. Risers. That's something I forgot about. We need some risers. You all seen this before, if you've seen me make a beat. I've got this stair clap riser. Anyone who's from the McEccles will know that stairwell that we go to uniform room from ground floor to. This is made in the inside of that. I slapped a wall twice, sampled it, reversed it, added a bunch of reverb, and got this sound. Which is the best riser in the world, because it just sounds so natural and works well when you go. Yeah. And so I'm just going to copy that across to every single chorus, or what I assume will be the chorus. little bit loud, so I'm just going to drop it down a bit and just see how it works here. Yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm going to take this to a little bit of poor man's mastering. I'm going to loop the chorus section a few times and just make sure everything is kind of leveled and EQ'd to a decent way. So let's have a look at this. Oh no. Now, one thing that is annoying me a bit here is that the snare is taking up way too much of that gangster vocal real estate, so I'm just going to pull down. Snare is so loud. I shouldn't have distorted it so much. Alright, I'm just going to pull it down a little bit more. Just going to bump up some of that 500 hertz region there. Cool. That's pretty good. So I should probably explain what I just did, shouldn't I? So with the EQing, yeah, I took pushed up some of that low mid, pulled out some more of the high end there, so it's a little bit darker. I compressed very, very lightly using this guy with a slow attack, slowish release. Only taking off like a dB and a half, pretty much off the top of the snares and the kick drum with that. Then, then I got this clipper, which is also not taking off too much. It's mostly acting on the kick drum, actually, just clipping the top end of the kick drum and the very top ends of the snares, just to kind of push this overall level up to a decent point without distorting anybody's sound systems or clipping any preamps. So yeah. Filth. Okay. Now, I'm going to do a playthrough, start to finish, this beat. I hope you all enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer anything that you guys have for me, especially now in the comments section. This is a finished beat. It is a Drake type beat. It is called Todder, and if you want to buy it, you can hit me up. It'll be released in about a month's time, but if you want it before then, you can definitely hit me up. Anything else, Trav?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. I guess I better just play through the beat then.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Here you go, Todder, Drake type beat. Here you go. All right, wait. Sorry, guys. These intro drums are way too clean. I can't let this go. One knob driver. This guy. Filth. That's better. Okay. Playthrough. Todder. Drake type beat. Noisy source. Here you go. Such a cliffhanger. I like it.
Totally.
All right. That's it, guys. That's the end of it. Any questions? Any love?
No more questions.
No more love.
That's it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want more of this, there'll be more streams coming up very soon. And I got plenty more beats for you. So I hope you enjoyed that. Catch you guys next time. And peace out.